So we are live on both Facebook and YouTube. Big welcome, everyone. Rebecca, so good to see you. So, little update. I've been traveling for 2 months in Brazil, and it was very interesting, the internet connection there. I could not do lives, and I would record things on my phone, and then depending on where I was, the hotel was like, you would simply not upload. So it was very interesting, and I'm just truly happy to be here today live. So I know it's going up right now. So welcome, welcome. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Patricia Missakian. I'm the founder of the Akashic Records Institute and creator of Akashic Awakening, Sacred Crystal Codes, and many amazing things that are out in the world nowadays. So today, actually every week we get together. On Monday, we open the energies of the week where we receive one of the sacred crystal codes and we embrace that energy. The energy is going to support us throughout the week. And this week, the message was the message from expansion, right? So we receive the sacred crystal codes of expansion. And the sacred crystal codes of expansion talks about, if you're here, if you're receiving that message, means expansion is here for you. Now, when we talk about expansion, I also talk about, look at anything that you expand into it. Like, let's say you want to grow your business, you wanted to make more money, you wanted to, we want certain things in life, right? For example, Lisa Nicholson's is a great example of that topic. She wanted to be on Oprah for a long time, right? So she was already having a fair amount of success in her business and she wanted to be on Oprah, but that didn't happen for a while, right? And for her, being on Oprah was a sign of expansion. And of course, you know that anybody that goes on Oprah, grows exponentially, like muito, and I'm starting to talk Portuguese now. That's the effects of being 2 months there. So she really wanted to go Oprah and didn't happen, right? Now, when at certain point she did went on Oprah, and when she went on Oprah was a huge expansion because she shared that the next day she had 2,000 emails. I don't know about you, but me with my team of 5 amazing people, we can't answer 2,000 emails in one day, right? You need like, I don't know, like 20 people or whatever you need. But so that's a sign. So understanding that the expansion that you want, you need to be prepared for it, right? And in order to be prepared for it, you experience what we're talking about. That was the title of the live today, the growing pains, right? The growing pains of expansion. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So you can start shifting how you are receiving things and how you are moving through life according to what shows up for you in your life. So before we go in, a little notification. We are enrolling for our 2018 Akashic Records certification program. So those of you that are interested in learn from us and dive deeper into the Akashic Records so you can learn how to read for yourself and for others. And not only that, explore many different facets of the Akashic Records. I've been working with the Akashic Records for almost 20 years. I've been teaching for 5 years, and every journey there is a new exploration, there is a new awareness, and there is so much to learn. It's if you heard me before, it's a house of 1,000 rooms. There's so much to explore there. The training is now 6 months program, which it's easy. We meet once a month sometimes we meet weekly, but it's created in a way that you can easily adapt into your lifestyle. So those of you that are curious about, send us a message that we can share more about it with you. We are already enrolling amazing students. This class is awesome. And those of you interested, the time to join us is now. So make sure to send a message if you're interested. Now let's talk about going back to the growing pains of expansion. I'm going to talk about 3 points, very, very important. Many times in my life, where the expansion came through. Like right now, it's a big expansion moment for me. I was invited for, I spoke for the first time for 600 people. So up until then, my biggest stage was 250 people. So I expanded to a stage of 600 people, right? And now it was a congress where, someone, invited the people that she admired to come and speak to this big congress in Brazil, a holistic congress. And it was amazing and so successful that they are doing another one now in September. So in September, I'm coming back to Brazil. So huge expansion, right? And anytime anyone is going through expansion, you're going to notice these growing pains, things that happen because you unconscious want to sabotage yourself. Not like you're trying to get yourself, but it's kind of like there is a lot of layers that that play out here when you are in this big moment of expansion, even though the expansion is something that you do want, right? So let's look at the energy that we all embrace here in our third dimension and in the fourth dimension, which is the energy of polarity. So I'm using my pen to share how polarity works. So let's say this is a desire that you have, whatever the desire is, right? You wanted to, whatever that is. Maybe you wanted to start a business, leave your job and start a business. Maybe you wanted to have more clients. Maybe you wanted to create something that is in alignment to your soul purpose, something that is unique to you, that is a gift to the world, whatever that is. Maybe you want to start speaking, whatever that is, right? You have that desire. And you put that desire out in the universe, right? So I'm looking at 2 different places, just so you know. I have Facebook and I have YouTube. So you have the desire that you put there into the world, but every single thing you put out, go out with the energy of polarity, right? See, here is what you want and here's what you don't want. So as you put that energy into the world, you can get both. And you may notice that sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you get what you don't want. And what happened is we think, we live in this polarity and we sabotage ourselves. And the universe don't understand if you say, I don't want, if you don't want something, right? The universe gives you something, because don't know that means nothing. Means nothing. So here is the difference. Like when you put something out there, you put into the polarity. And when you are expanding, the polarity plays out a lot because the fear shows up, right? And what the first thing that you have to be aware when you are in the moment of expansion, if you are here watching this video, you are in the moment of expansion because you receive that energy. Now, again, everything is free will. You could be in this branch of opportunity of this moment of expansion, but you can choose not to receive. That's always a choice, right? But I do hope you choose the expansion, because it's almost like the train, it's here for you. And you can choose to get on the train, you can choose to stay where you are, and it's always a choice. So the first thing that that plays out when you're going through this growing pain of expansion is unconscious resistance to that expansion. And today we're gonna talk a little. You may have seen here, we're gonna talk about expanding into fifth dimension consciousness, because that's where we're all going, right? So as we are moving into that expansion as a collective, and as you move into whatever expansion you're going through in your personal life, right? Both ways. This unconscious resistance, right? It's fear. 99% of the time, I see that a lot when the students come to learn, to access the Akashic Records, to connect to the intuition. It's fear of being punished. Right? It's fear of being punished for knowing, and being punished for being awakened, in being punished for having gifts? How many was burning? I'm talking about past lives. Yes, I'm talking about past lives. Burning on the stake. Had to leave your nuclear of family. Has to be separated. So much throughout history. So many. And why is that? It is because some of us, most of us, have to come here before to prepare humanity for this moment right now of expansion into fifth dimension consciousness. So we all came, and we all chose to come and chose to hold on one second, my battery is dying. Let me get this up here. All right. So, we were punished. We were separated. We were isolated. And anytime you experience something like that, you may have created some unconscious agreement. It's not safe to follow my gifts. It's not safe to follow my guidance. But it's important to understand that was them. You were ahead of your time, but you're doing a very important job and you did your part. Now it's time to reconnect. Now it's time to remember that wisdom acquired lifetime through lifetime. And that's my main mission in life, to support you and remember that through the Akashic Records. So the first thing is to understand that these unconscious resistance is just is just trying to hold you back because of the agreements, because of the experience in the past. But it's also important to understand that whatever agreements, whatever experience you had in the past, that's there. Now you are here, and now everything is different. Even though this is still exists, it still exists in some, still areas of the world. Can't deny that there are areas where people still punish others, still do this for those that are awakened, right? So, but there is a lot more support, and there is a lot more light today to support us into this shift. So this fear, now that's my second point, this fear, it's here, but there is a way to work with it in a different way, right? So what do you do when you have growing pain? And the best thing to do is to actually, first of all, acknowledge. Like, not deny, not shovel down this energy, because then it gets even worse, right? But you first acknowledge it. You look into the eyes of the fear, and start shifting how you see it. If you look at fear as something that can stop you, that's what you're going to experience. But if you hold the fear as an opportunity, as a awareness that there is something deeper here, there is a power waiting to be awakened. There is so much more here, and you look at that fear and say, oh, this is butterflies. This is a sign of expansion, a sign of, I'm making room in my space for this that I'm creating here, right? Kyle Cease says, fear is called to go ahead. I love that phrase, right? Fear is called to go ahead. Don't let that fear stop you, but let that fear, empower you. Let the fear push you. Like, I'm pushing some buttons. Some people are complaining. This is like energy to go forward, to really align. That's what I believe. That's what I trust, and keep moving forward. So this is the second point. It's very, very important. So the same way that when you are expanding, your ego is going to create sabotage. No, a car is going to break or this or that. This is just the universe asking you, do you really want that? Do you really want that? And you, as you say yes, synchronicity show up, people, support, everything, all those that are here to walk this path with you will show up in your life and will support you. And you're going to notice that as you move through, as you continue moving through this, be aware, acknowledge the fear, but also use it to empower you. As you continue moving that way, you're going to see that things will get easier. And then the same way that this happens to you, you see yourself sabotaging, as we, as a collective, the whole humanity is shifting into fifth dimension consciousness. We're going to talk a lot more about that, but I want to respect your time. I wanted this live to be, short so you can receive it and go on with your life. I'm not going to be here for 3 hours. So, so as the humanity also creates resistance that you see, especially those past few months. You see a lot of anger, you see a lot of doubt, a lot of confusion into people's minds. You may be also experiencing that things that you used to do don't work in the way that they used to do. This is a sign, too. That is something that it's an invitation to something else, right? If you are new, I will share very quickly again when I was before I founded the Akashic Records Institute. I had my own business where I was working with the Akashic Records for already 13 years, and I developed this very unique business. Nobody else did that at that time. So the access the Akashic Records of the business of a company, and I will create a whole brand, the whole image of the person and the design and the brand in alignment with the sole purpose of that business, right? So it was a very powerful work for specific people. It wasn't for everybody. And what I did at that time, the Institute was calling me. There was time to start teaching Akashic Records after I had worked for that for so long. It was time to teach others how to do that, right? And but what happened is I was resisting. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it. Again, it's a polarity. I wanted to do it, but I was afraid. I was afraid that, who am I to start teaching others? And so when that happened, the universe brought to me like 3 little rocks, as it was actually 8. It was like a group of men, nothing to do, not even interested in about higher self, that, right? Intuition. It's like they want just a website and everything that could go wrong. And I did take the client, right? Because of fear, right? A scarcity or whatever it was. And everything that could go wrong went wrong. But when I work with my Akashic Records, I actually look at that as a blessing, as this was what I needed so I could really close that stage of my life. And when I closed that, I created a space for birth, the Akashic Records Institute. And 5 years, it just like expanded from day one and continue expanding because I was aligned then with my soul purpose, right? And I was bringing what I was meant to bring to the world. So you too have something very important to bring to the world. So as you expand and trust that inner voice, remember, right, your wisdom, you naturally going to start experiencing that. And it doesn't take long at all. So these, we gotta close very soon. I want to respect your time, and I want to close today with an invitation for a gift that I have for you. That was in these 2 months in Brazil. There was a lot of downloads, and I was joking. I was talking to my husband. I'm like, it's gonna take 3 years to put out in the world all these books, all these the new Oracle deck that is coming in with the Akashic realm. That's so much. It's just like, oh, it's too much. And I'm so excited with the expansion, with the gift comes with great responsibility. We just saw, I don't know if that's the phrase, but we just saw Spider-Man. So, but it's true, right? With your gifts comes great responsibility. Of course, you can say yes, you can say no, but you can say yes. And as you say yes to that voice inside of you, things magically start showing up. The expansion is imminent. And you find allies throughout your path. So what I want to invite you is for a 3-part, it's a gift for you. It's a 3-part series to unblock resistance into shifting to fifth dimension consciousness, unblock resistance, and receive Akashic upgrades. So it's going to be 3 days, just a gift for you. It's going to be next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Going to be around this time of the day. It's going to be like, short, concise, 3-part series. We're going to talk about all about the fifth dimension and these transformations that we are going into it as a collective. And every single one, you're going to have a powerful Akashic Records upgrades, where we're going to download, reconnect, rewire yourself, the records of your body with the records of your soul, so you can start collecting, realign with the wisdom that you have, the skills that you already develop lifetime through lifetime. So this is a gift for you to join me. It's free, and it's through Telegram. Telegram is a new thing that we are playing with, which is something awesome. It's an app that you download in your phone or in your computer, and you get notification. It's just like a text message. So we're no longer going to use the email. We're using this for everything. What's happening, even in some of our classes, we are sending through our email system, and the students are not getting. So we are shifting everything to Telegram, which is awesome. So look at the second link here. There is one link for those of you that wanted to join us for the Akashic Clearing on expansion, which I highly recommend. It's only $22, and you can participate in a live clearing that happens tomorrow, Thursday. And then the second link that you're gonna find up here is the link to Telegram, so you can participate in this free series of 3 sessions and healing upgrades. So I hope you enjoy today live. Thank you for being here live. Hello, Rebecca, Bonnie, Dagmar. So good to see you guys here. Hey, Rebecca. Yay, I miss you from my classes. So this is what I had for you for today. So I am starting my day. Kids are home for school. So I came back from Brazil, but we are still kind of like in a workation schedule where I'm doing my things early in the morning before everybody wake up, and then I take the hat and I put my mommy hat. So also the healing session for tomorrow, those of you that participate in the Akashic Clearing, we are doing, you probably already got the email, but I just want to remind here, we're going to do the healing session early in the morning at that time. Otherwise, everybody shows up and gets very noisy around here. All right, guys, so have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. Looking forward to see you next Monday for Monday Momentum, and then following next Wednesday, we start the 3-day powerful healing sessions gift for you. All right, guys, mwah for Facebook, mwah for YouTube, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.